Hey guys, it's your girl Corporate Carolyn, and I'm stopping by as I end my work day. And I had something that I wanted to share, and I got the idea because I went to the grocery store and I went to Walmart to let them fill my trunk. Those were the only two opportunities I had to get out of the house, and I was really excited because I got a lot of compliments on a dress that I wasn't sure if I wanted to wear, because I'm getting a box ready to give things to charity of like things that I may not wear as often. And I was wondering about this because I bought this dress back when my youngest son was in middle school, and so he is getting ready to turn 28 this year, if you can believe it. And so that means that I've had this outfit for over 15 years. And so one, to be able to have people still compliment me on it, and two, to still be able to fit into it with room, more so than I had when I tried it right after COVID. And speaking of that, like that was about the time that I went to see my OBGYN, although I'm well past the OB part, but I was just going to get my annual physical. And now that I'm 58, I only have to go every 3 years as long as I get a good report. So so I went, the last time I saw her was like maybe a year after COVID. And so she, I don't like her much anyway, because she has a really bad bedside manner. She's very deadpan. She doesn't give you any more than what you've asked for, and she's very dry. And so she said, is there any reason you've gained 15 pounds? And I said, I haven't gained 15 pounds. Thank you very much. I just got on the scale with my heels because the lady didn't ask me to take them off. And then I had my backpack on, thinking that they might, subtract some pounds for that. So when I took, the backpack off, she says, okay, well then 8 pounds. And I was like, and I was like thinking that people were talking and making jokes about how some people may, gain weight during COVID. And so, my first thought was to be annoyed, because I found it insulting. But then I thought about it. I said, well, I did gain a few pounds. And then the interesting thing about that was, although I had been working out like crazy, the same way that I normally did, 2 hours a day on the treadmill. Well, not necessarily on the treadmill, but I think I was spending at least about 90 minutes on the treadmill, doing a HIIT workout and all that other stuff, jumping rope. This was well before my meniscectomy that I had back in November that took all of the jogging, the jumping rope and stuff out of the act. But before that, I was working out a full 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. Then on the weekends, we had about maybe an hour of working out. And like I would take the stairs to use the restroom because I'm on this level. And so I would only use the restroom upstairs, trying to implement a lifestyle of movement. And so I really thought that the exercise would be enough to keep ahead of, the frivolous eating that I had been doing. So no, that's the first thing that you can scratch off the list if you're trying to maintain your weight or lose weight, especially over 40, because your metabolism, what I noticed was the case for me, my metabolism started slowing down to the point that even when I exercised, I still couldn't eat the same way that I ate in my 20s and my 30s. It was like my body was saying, hold up, wait a minute, we're not doing all of that. And then, Lord help me, when I hit 50 and then went into menopause, it's just like my metabolism kind of pumped the brakes, even with the crazy working out. So the lesson that I learned, and I heard this once on a program, was that to lose weight or to maintain your weight, it takes more than just exercise. That's not going to do it. So what I did, and thanks to my bedside mannerless gynecologist, I realized that I needed to rein some things in. And so from that point on, I realized obviously exercise is not the only factor, and I'd like you to realize that as well. And so one of the things I had to do was cut out superfluous eating. And and one of the culprits was double bubble gum. This started as a way for me to drive long distances. Like, say, if I drove from, you know, where I live to New England, I could chew a whole pack of double bubble gum. It would keep me awake. I wouldn't need to drink anything. No coffee would be needed. And because coffee doesn't keep me awake anyway, so I would chew a whole bag of that. That's 20 calories a pop. And then coming back, if I needed to drive a significant a distance, like say if I drove by myself and my husband wasn't with me, or if I chose to take a leg with him, I would just chew the double bubble gum. Well, I carried that bad habit over into my everyday life. So if I was driving somewhere for 40 minutes, then I said, well, let me grab a handful of gum, and I put it in my purse. And then after I had gained weight, and my gynecologist called me out on it. With cancel culture, a lot of doctors are scared to call you out on it. So I'm going to give my gynecologist a lot of props for calling me out on the nonsense, because it got me to think. So if you're a doctor out there, tell us what we need to know so we can make changes. So anyway, I realized that I was doing this more often than not with the whole handful of chewing gum. And then even on the Fridays when I used to drink Red Bull, I don't now. I only drink Red Bull on special occasions because caffeine doesn't keep me awake. And so I can drink a 20-ounce Red Bull because I like the taste, but I could fall asleep immediately after. So I realized that Red Bull was something that is only for special occasions, like if I travel and, you know, I'm trying to stay awake. It seems to work better when I only drink it on, you know, rare occasions. But I would drink the Red Bull, you know, I would have pizza on the Friday night like I used to in the past, and then I would grab a handful of that gum all in the same night. All that crazy sugar being added into my bloodstream, you know, which is not a good thing because my grandmother was diabetic and I never want to be diabetic. So I was like, okay, time out on that. All right, so Red Bull, not every Friday night, every once in a while. And then check. And so then the gum, only on trips. This was a leftover piece in my purse from a trip to the beach that my husband and I had taken. But no, I'm not just chewing gum for the sake of gum. And another thing that I would do, because I don't eat after 8, that's a good thing that you can adopt. If you don't eat after 8, you know, like say after dinner and after you've done a little bit on your main level, if you have stairs, take your butt upstairs, please, and, you know, start getting ready for bed and do stuff on a level away from food, because that really helps you too if you don't eat after 8. So your body has a good amount of time to metabolize things. And so don't take any handfuls of gum with you. And that's what I realized too. And so now I don't eat pizza every Friday night. Pizza is a rare, excuse me, it's a rare thing. And also, I'm constantly sipping water throughout the day. That was a habit I had anyway. But one of the things, since I don't eat after 8, sorry about that. I think the weather has changed so quickly and it affects my sinuses. But anyway, so not eating after 8, it allowed me to think that, okay, well, maybe I could substitute a snack or a drink like I used to. I drink water primarily, other than shots of juice with my supplements for my first meal of the day. But what I had started doing was, because they say green tea is healthy because it has polyphenols, it's supposed to help speed up your metabolism. When I was in my 30s, I could drink a tall glass of sweet tea at night, and I thought I was making it so much better by adding like green tea, oolong, as well as the Lipton's tea to the mix. And then, you know, I would add sugar. It would be pretty sweet, and I'd take a large glass of iced tea upstairs with a straw, and I would sip it while I was in the bed. Or maybe I would drink a glass of grape juice. And so what I realized after I had gained weight was, do you really need that glass of sweet tea, or should you just drink your water and just go on upstairs? And that's what I did. And so instead of like having tea at night, I switched to unsweetened hibiscus tea in the late morning. And so that's been the substitute. And what I've noticed just by making those small tweaks, as well as also I do this thing called coffee in the morning, where I do Swiss Miss dark chocolate hot cocoa, and I put 2 packets in with my coffee in the mug. And I had been using the 2 packs, which were 150 calories a piece. And then you know, I said, well, I wonder if I could like cut down on that, like maybe do a pack and a half. And then I saw that Swiss Miss has a version that's supposedly just the cocoa part, and that drops it to 110 calories. So I went from doing 130 calories to doing not 130, to doing 300 calories, to doing 200 and what was it, 150, 260 calories. And so I figured like over time that would turn into something significant. And see, what I learned is just making small switches is the secret. And so as I made those adjustments, I noticed that all of a sudden, and even with a meniscectomy where I couldn't exercise really for a couple of months, I didn't gain any weight. Making those tweaks helped my calorie intake get reduced. And so when I finally was able to start exercising, I was burning more calories than I was taking in. And that's what you need. You need a calorie reduction in order to see your weight go down, or to see you know, your weight stabilize where you're not gaining. And not gaining is better you know, than obviously gaining. And so so that's one of the things that I did, and how I'm able to wear a dress at 58 that you know, I was probably wearing around 43. So glory be to God on that. So you notice I didn't say dieting, I said making tweaks. So with that said, I had a few tweaks that I wrote down on my trusty notebook in cursive, according to a woman over 50 style. So one thing I had for you, like, so if you're a soda drinker, I stopped drinking sodas over a decade ago, and I believe not drinking sodas, sweetened or diet, can you know, lead to like a 10-pound weight loss over time. I really believe that because it's such a waste of calories. That sugar goes straight into your blood, and then you think you're doing something by doing the diet soda. That aspartame, it gives me a headache immediately. I can't do any artificial sweeteners. It makes me want to throw up. It gives me a headache. I don't believe that your body really knows how to metabolize that properly, and most of the people that I see drinking diet sodas over time tend to be very overweight people. So I really don't believe that it's doing you the justice or the service that you think it's doing you. And I've heard some doctors recommend that people stay away from them. In fact, one doctor told a friend of mine that in her quest to lose weight, that she should try to stop drinking them. And I thought that it worked out well for her. I can't say for sure, but talk to your doctor if you don't believe me, because you know I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person who's on YouTube running her mouth. So another thing, so swap out soda for water as many times as you can. If you drink 4 sodas in a day, try to cut it down to 2 and swap those out for water. And you notice I have a mug with ice and water in it. A straw helps you to drink more. And believe it or not, hunger is often confused with thirst. If you don't drink enough water, you'll be thirsty, and your body will confuse that for hunger and cause you to want to eat when really you just need something to drink. And then also, I don't drink alcohol. That has really helped me too. I buy shoes, not booze. It's just I've never liked the taste. And one day, you know, I woke up and the Lord said it has no purpose for you. He didn't tell me anything about you guys or anybody else, but he just said for me it had no purpose. And I believed him because my father was an alcoholic. And so who knows, there could be a propensity for it. So I'm really glad that I don't like the taste of alcohol. So for you who might like the taste of alcohol, maybe you could switch out at least one alcoholic drink for water. Like say if you're out at a bar or, you know, a club or something, and you're drinking with your friends and you're wanting to join in on the fun, and they're, you know, imbibing one drink after another, maybe you could swap them out. Like drink one of your pomegranate martinis or whatever, and then drink a glass of water in between that, and maybe cut the calories in half. try that. Also, like say if you're eating extra chips, like say you've had some with your sandwich or whatever, and you decide to get another pack or add some more on there, maybe just stop at the one. Maybe reduce the size of the bag of chips that you're getting. Years ago, chips used to be half the size that they are now. So if you eat what's considered a regular bag of chips, trust me, you're already overeating. So you might want to cut that down. Let's see, like I mentioned, the gum, the iced tea at night. You know, if you're drinking something like a soda at night, just try to drink some water before you go to bed. Your kidneys will thank you. And then, like I said, don't eat after 8. Take your butt upstairs. One thing that I've started doing in the last maybe 3 years is intermittent fasting, where I only eat 2 meals a day. My first meal is after 12, and then I don't eat after 8. So my breakfast meal got moved up to that 12:30 window. And so instead of eating my cereal, if you look at one of the videos I talk about what I eat in a day, I show the mix of cereal that I do with the 1% milk. And that's what I do, you know, at the midday, and then I eat dinner, you know, around 6:30, 7, and by 8 o'clock I cut it off. Monday through Friday, it's cut off. And so intermittent fasting might be a good thing for you. That whole coffee drink that I mentioned, like there were times that I wanted to drink like maybe 1 pack of cocoa with the coffee, which would have added to my calorie mix. So now what I do is I drink 1 cup of black coffee, which is half regular, half decaf, and I drink that black with no sugar, no cream, and then that makes me feel like I'm still indulging in a nice warm drink. And then I just do my 1 little mug with those packets I mentioned to you, instead of adding more onto that already ridiculous calorie count. And then also not eating treats during the week. Like I said, I don't eat after 8, so I'm not eating my junk after dinner or during the weekdays. I eat junk. I have cheat days on the weekend. So if I want a 0 candy bar on Saturday at 9 o'clock, I go for it. If I want that on Sunday night at 9 o'clock, I go for it. So those same rules don't apply on the weekend. So that allows you to feel like you still get, you know, sometimes just to be your regular self, because you don't want to restrict yourself. You just want to moderate what you're doing. And then limit fast food. One way that I do it, I like that 6-piece wing thing that they have at Popeyes, you know, that sweet and spicy. But do I get fries and a biscuit? No, I make a big bowl. I also talk about that in the video on what I eat. I get a big bowl with, you know, like, what do you call it? Field greens with kale or spinach, and then add this slaw blend with it. And I make a really big bowl of salad. And for every bite of the chicken, I eat some of the salad. So it's salad and those chicken. Or if I go, say, if you like, what's the Christian chicken place? Chick-fil-A. If you like their chicken tenders, get that and get a bowl of chicken. Don't get the fries. Don't eat the other stuff that goes with it. That would be a way to limit it, you know. Or say, like, if you get the fried chicken, maybe make corn and a salad at home. And speaking of salad, dip your bites of salad into the dressing. Don't douse your salad with dressing, because that's one of the ways that women get a large majority of their fat and calories, by overusing salad dressing. Fortunately, I hate salad dressing, so what I do is, like, I would, like, say if I went to Longhorn, they have spicy chicken bites, and I get their, what is that salad called? It's a strawberry pecan salad, minus the pecans because they put sugar on them, and then I get extra fruit. I don't get the feta cheese. Fortunately, I don't like cheese on salad, but when I get the spicy chicken bites to go with that salad, I'm dipping the chicken or the salad into the little spicy sweet chili ginger sauce that they have. I don't just pour it on top of my salad. I'm, you know, selective with how much of that sauce I put on there, and that makes for a better tasting salad without all of the extra calories. And then so limit your fast food, because if you're middle-aged, fast food is not your friend, trust me. And then switch to 1% milk. If you're drinking whole or even 2%, after a while you won't even notice a difference. Switch to whole wheat bread if you can do wheat, because it tends to be lower in calories and it's also more filling. Swap out at least one snack for a healthy one. I just came back from the grocery store not too long ago, a few hours ago, and I grabbed some fruit because at 3 o'clock I want an orange or I want a Granny Smith apple. I used to dip it before my meniscectomy. I used to dip it in the little caramel dipping. However, when I had that break in exercise, I didn't want to gain any weight, so I stopped doing that during the week. So on the weekend, bring on the dip, but during the week, I'm just doing the regular Granny Smith apple. And so like definitely instead of grabbing chips or like some popcorn, you know, that you put in the microwave, you know, grab one of those and that'll help, you know, to get you to dinner. And then at 4 o'clock, you notice I have nuts here. I do a mix because I do a handful at 4 o'clock. And so, you know, grab you some nuts like these. This is part of the Walmart app experience that I did. Walnuts are really good. They help you with the omega 3 and omega 6 whatever. So if you don't like salmon, which I don't, that's a good thing to help with. And see, if you notice, I have some of those in here. So when I do a handful, which is what I probably would have substituted for, I would have had potato chips previously, but now I get a handful of nuts. And then do I have anything else before my husband comes walking through the door? Like I said, constantly sip water throughout the day. And then the final thing is only eat things that you think are absolutely delicious, that you love and you are enjoying. If someone says, how is it? And you say, it's just all right, or it's just okay, throw it away. Or stop eating, give it to someone else. Only waste calories on things that you just can't do without. Make every calorie count. You don't need to diet. Just be very selective and be very intentional about your eating. And you too will be able to either lose weight or maintain your weight. But like you notice, I said I do exercise 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. I may not be able to run anymore, but I can definitely get on the treadmill. I can get on a little mini stepper. I can get on my recumbent bike. I can do Pilates with the whole Move with Nicole on YouTube. Her Power Pilates workouts, they've been working wonders, but that can't be all you do. Walking through your neighborhood on the weekends, walking on your treadmill, all those things are great things. But what I just told you before, those are the things that will really help you to reach the goals that you have, whether you're 30, 40, 50, or whatever. Let me know if you have any questions. Sorry I talked so long, but this is definitely something that's very important if you want to be healthier and look younger as you age. Well, let me know if you have any questions. I got to get back to work, but if you have anything, let me know. Otherwise, have a good one. Take care.